Well, let's just say first that at the beginning of the decade we had the Arab Spring, leading to the overthrow of the Mubarak regime and the Syrian civil war, and significant changes in Tunisia, among other things. Something significant is happening in 2019. It's not just one or two countries. We've seen widespread demonstrations in Lebanon, demonstrations in the Sudan, Egypt, and Iraq. Pretty ruthless crackdown by the authorities in Iraq. Also, unrest in North Africa, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco. These are not unrelated protests, demos, public displays of mass dissatisfaction or general disgust with the powers that be. What's going on then? There is a shitload of government corruption going on in the countries I mentioned. On top of that, you've got people in power who are clearly not very good at governing. So incompetence is an issue. Unemployment is a big problem. Young, educated people, people with degree level educations, qualifications, who can't find work because they find themselves living in nations with floundering economies. Add to this high levels of crime, police corruption, and police brutality or violence being inflicted by other state actors. And what have we got? A giant, dangerous mess. Lots of pissed off people who are willing to take to the streets to show their discontent. The attitude, the desires present in the Arab world at the beginning of the decade were not killed off by reactionary authoritarian regimes. Repression only keeps things down for so long. All dictators have to fall back on ultimately is violence to maintain unjust power structures. But bread, freedom, social justice, the mantra of the Egyptian revolution of 2012, that's still alive and well in people's minds. It's not just the Arab world, of course. Widespread unrest, protests in Iran being reported. So why is the Middle East extreme politically, authoritarian, more volatile than other regions of the earth? One could talk about oil and natural gas. Oil, the tyranny of black gold. One could talk about the Islamic faith as interpreted and imposed by fanatics. Obviously, a lot of interference by powerful nations from outside the region with vested interests. Certain nations in the Middle East, they do very well for themselves. So huge investment opportunities and growth are happening in certain areas, while in other areas, civil war, displacement, misery, oppression, it's a very uneven picture in many respects. Some people will point the finger at Israel as a source of instability. Think about the geography of the place also. It's where Europe, Asia, and Africa meet, or collide if you like. The unique geography obviously affects the social, economic, and political environments. Yeah. So the question is another Arab Spring on the horizon? What do you reckon? Comments below.